Well, we'll go for a walk, and I'll show you guys how I started my lemon cypress cuttings the last time, and what I did with them this time also. Okay, so this is where I started them about 3 years ago. Just in behind my tomato stakes, facing the north, so they would get kind of partial sun. The tomatoes are young right now, but as they grow, they'll also help shade them. Now right now, we're right at the end of May, so the sun isn't really strong yet. But as the sun gets stronger, the tomato plants grow and provide just a little bit more shade for them yet. And the soil, it is a garden soil, but it is a well-draining soil actually, I've noticed. So the soil was just tilled before I planted my tomatoes and before I put my cuttings in. So this is exactly how I started my cuttings the last time. Now they all didn't make it. 4 of them made it the last time. And out of the 4, 3 ended up really surviving. One of them made it a few months inside and through the winter, and then it ended up dying. So that's how I'm starting these cuttings again. We'll try it out and see what happens. The cuttings are various lengths. Some of them are only about 4 inches long, and some are about 6 inches long. And I got them about at least 2 to 3 inches into the ground. So what have I got here? I got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. So I got 11 cuttings. You can see them down here. These are smaller ones. You can see the ones down here are very small, very short. There's one there. This one's got a lot of old wood, as I would say. So this cutting, it's a very thick cutting. This is probably near the base of the first half of the trunk that we cut off. So yeah, I think they just get the right amount of sun, possibly when they're behind the tomato plants in those stakes. And with it being a well-draining soil, well, I say well-draining soil, it's a well-draining soil for garden soil anyways. I'll show you the ones inside now that I have planted. Okay, and my other cuttings that I'm going to try and start this time, I'm going to try and start them in bonsai soil. So here they are here. They're very small cuttings. They're probably only about 4 inches long. There might be, the other 2 or 3 in there might be maybe about 5 or 6 inches long, because there's at least 2 to 3 inches of them down in the soil. So I'm going to try these ones inside here in the bonsai soil. And I'll keep them inside. I'll transition them from here to upstairs into a nice bright area, but out of the sun. So I'm going to try that this year, something new. You can see my other cuttings here that I have in bonsai soil. I'm misting these ones inside here once in the morning and once in the evening, and I keep them well watered. The soil's always damp, so That's kind of a larger cutting. I'm not too sure if it's going to make it or not, but we'll find out. And here's a little bit of a smaller cutting. We'll see what happens. Yeah, so that's how I'm going to be trying to start my cuttings this year. And we'll see what happens. Hopefully I end up with at least maybe 2 or 3. Maybe a little more. And I could start a forest with them. They're a really nice tree to work with. Okay, guys. Well, we'll see you back at the pruning.